until, like Lucas said, until we get that Super Bowl trophy. So.
Justin Fields had himself a day today. What up, guys? Swift here, covering everything Chicago Bears, breaking down everything in training camp. The talk of today's camp was Justin Fields and Cole Kmet. Both players had huge days and made multiple plays. Kmet himself caught multiple big-time passes and was seen getting separation most of the day. He beat Eddie Jackson for a deep TD pass that resulted in Coach Flus verbally confronting Eddie Jackson, telling him to finish the play. Don't overreact to that. I'm sure Eddie will be fine, but I did see him loaf on tape last year a couple times, and if the coaching staff sees it this year, he will hear about it. Cole Kmet himself had a big day, and it was great to see as a lot of Bears fans and national media have written him off already as a bust. Remember, guys, he's only 23 years old, and most tight ends don't break out until age 25. Kid had 60 catches at age 22. He's going to be fine, in my opinion. Now, let's get back to Justin Fields. He connected with new target N'Keal Harry for a couple of nice plays. He threw a deep TD pass to Velus Jones Jr., in which Kyler Gordon got burnt out of the slot. Also made a couple of other nice plays out of the slot on Gordon. Velus Jones had himself a good day as well. Darnell Mooney, of course, continues to impress. He caught at least 2 deep passes from Fields today. One of them was a beauty that has a clip that's floating around Twitter. Byron Pringle had a nice double move. He burnt Kendall Vildor, and that resulted in a deep TD pass from Fields as well. All day there were reports of the QB1 looking excellent. These are the kind of days I expect from a guy as talented as Justin Fields. He didn't have opportunities like this last year in training camp, and now that he does, we should see more and more of these days stacked on top of each other. Fields is ultra talented and is finding weapons all over the field. Equanimous St. Brown spent some time with the first team as well today. He had a nice catch over the middle of the field in traffic, and there was a huge pass down the field to a leaping Dazz Newsome that had the crowd going wild. Finally, it's great to hear something from Dazz. It seems like the coaches are rotating his weapons around nicely and letting Justin build chemistry with his targets. His work with Mooney and Kmet over the offseason is already paying dividends as we are 2 days into camp and both players are making plays consistently. Also, Luke Getsy added this on Justin Fields, saying just how lucky we are to have him. Justin Fields doesn't ask anybody to do anything he doesn't expect to himself. That guy, he's a natural born leader type of guy, so we're lucky to have a guy like that leading this thing. Great to hear from Coach Getsy. Okay, and now the news that shook Twitter this morning. First, there was a report from Herb Howard last night that he thinks Teven Jenkins might not make the roster. I woke up this morning and was tagged in a tweet saying the same thing. Following this came reports that Teven Jenkins was missing from practice. This led to an insane amount of overreactions. People saying Jenkins is done in Chicago, calling him a bust, saying to trade him to the Falcons, and so much more. It was awful. Coach Flus has updated the situation. He said that Jenkins woke up this morning with something, and he did not say whether it was injury or illness related, but clearly it has nothing to do with Jenkins being cut. I want to put my 2 cents in here. I do not think Teven Jenkins will be cut. I think it was an insane overreaction. I also don't think he's close to being a bust. I think he experienced a back injury that led to surgery in his rookie season, and he's not quite 100% from that yet. I watched him smacking home runs out of Wrigley Field and declared him healthy. He looked fine to me. I'm not a doctor. His comments in a recent interview pointed out that he still has limitations on his back and things he hasn't been cleared to do yet. To me, that says he's clearly not 100%. I'm hoping he's getting closer, but to me, it's more of a conditioning or health issue and not talent related. Teven Jenkins has a ton of talent and is not a bust. This is his second year in the NFL, and he has plenty of time to turn it around and make an impact. Another quick note on the offensive line, Lucas Patrick was injured during practice today. It is unknown at this time the extent of the injury. Courtney Cronin did report that he was carted off the field. It could have been precautionary. We don't know at this time. He was replaced by a combination of Sam Mustipher and Illini rookie Doug Kramer at the center position. I will update more on this development in my O-line update and as news breaks. I wish nothing but the best for Lucas Patrick, and I hope that guy is healthy. He's set to be a leader on this offensive line this season. Thomas Graham Jr. also missed practice today. No updates on that so far, as none of the media guys asked about him. Typical. Kyler Gordon spent a lot of time at nickelback today. Kendall Vildor was outside during these times. I like Gordon at nickel, and I think it's something we need on this defense. We need a stud corner that is capable of matching up against teams' top weapons when they move them into the slot. A lot of teams do this. The Packers did it a lot with Devontae Adams last year. The Bills do it with Stephon Diggs. The Rams with Cooper Kupp, etc. It's done all over the NFL. Jalen Johnson is a lockdown boundary corner, but he lacks the quick twitch ability to slide down into the slot. If Kyler Gordon is successfully able to play outside and inside, he brings value to this defense that we don't currently have on the roster. This is a great thing for Kyler Gordon. It does not mean he's being demoted to nickelback. It's actually a sign that he's ahead of progress already. Initially, they didn't want to put too much on his plate, but now see that he's up to the challenge. It's a great sign for Kyler, even if Velus did make him look bad a couple of times today. Depending on if there's any big news tonight, I will release my offensive line video either tonight or tomorrow. I will have another video out tonight either way. Stay tuned, hit that like button as always, and until next time, bear down.